Welcome everyone on this amazing, awesome autumn Friday evening. Today's what, the 14th, I think?
Yes.
That's the 14th, October 14th. The year is, we got 2 months left of the year, 2 months and some change. So you're here joining us on this Friday evening. So welcome. Another live stream D&D mini painting and trash talk session. So let me get some background music going here. Get settled in. Into the dungeon. That works. Good evening, Chris. All right. So the owlbear is pretty much finished, except for I may do one final wash. I'm not sure. I think he's pretty much done, or maybe some other highlighting. Haven't
Right.
decided. But if I don't do that, I have to hit it with some matte finish
Mm-hmm.
from scratching up, and then I can use it on the playing field, as it were. I will be continuing with the Zorn. This motherfucker. I have to do his claws, and then maybe the base color, like what he's standing on, the rocks he's standing on.
Right.
And then draw in the eye slit, and hit him with a wash. Let that dry, and then hit him with some dry brushing. Maybe some other detail. We'll see. I may do his brother Zorn tonight. Or I have this Hook Horror, iconic Dungeons & Dragons monster. So we'll see. There's possibilities.
It's always good to have multiple options.
Absolutely. And what will you be working on tonight, Robert?
I will probably be continuing on with these Klingon ships, and then maybe doing some BattleTech minis as I use certain colors. But I have this Vorcha class I need to finish. This, I believe it's pronounced Chinga class, which is basically just the modernization of the classic Klingon D7 battle cruiser from the original series.
Cool.
Which is gray on the top and then kind of this aqua on the bottom. It's the original paint scheme was supposed to be kind of like a manta ray, lighter on the bottom than it is on top.
Mm.
And then, so I'll probably continue on with some of my Klingon ships.
They do kind of look like manta rays, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I never thought about that.
Yeah, part of the design was to give them sort of a predatory element to them, and they decided that a manta or some type of ray would be a good natural design to adapt over for the ships, and also make them stand out in contrast to the Federation ships, especially considering most Federation ships, at least in the original series, the ones that you saw, like the Enterprise, the warp nacelles are up above the saucer section and the cigar section of like engineering and things like that, away from the ship, but up above, whereas in the Klingon ships they're hung low, which aesthetically I've always preferred, which is probably why I like the Reliant class Federation vessels that have the warp nacelles underneath instead of up above.
Yeah.
So,
okay, that's an interesting distinction.
Mm-hmm.
Shaking up.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fan tech books and official tech books that give various explanations for the design aesthetics and the hows and the whys, trying to explain this stuff, which is all kind of interesting. And the current licensee for the Star Trek RPG has just released, or the solicitations have gone out for the basically a book of ships, with which I think includes ships from like as well as from the Star Trek video game that you can play like on your iPhone or the app game, Starship Battles, I think they call it. And anyway, they've got 3 different covers: a standard cover for $50 or whatever, and then 2 more expensive exclusive covers, one for TNG and one for TOS, as far as and the design aesthetics reflect each of those 2 eras. And of course, I'm firmly ensconced in the TOS era of Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't dislike Next Gen, although God knows the more the actors from the series talk about politics and things like that, now it kind of makes me appreciate their work a little bit less. But
Right.
yeah, no matter how much I try to ignore it.
Well, you can't. It's almost impossible to ignore without throwing out your TV and getting rid of your streaming services and everything,
and computers and everything else. So
yeah, exactly.
But these little miniatures that I've got that I've been painting are all based on the FASA TNG game and those ship designs, which I really like. And then I've got a couple of these here, like this one, which is again from the FASA. And then there are a couple of these ships, which are like Klingon transport vessels.
Oh, okay. Troop transport?
Troop transport, cargo transports. I mean, one of them, I think, is something that the guy I got these from came up with, and the other one might be in one of the Klingon ship books, but I've not found it to confirm that. This one is, and this one is. Cool. This one has kind of is considered to be an unlucky ship. They're difficult to control, and it's something about the placement of the warp nacelles and it having one wing. So it's considered kind of bad luck to be stationed on one of those.
Really?
And these, the Vorcha class, the Chink class, and then of course this Bird of Prey are all the official WizKids licensed minis from like Starship Assault or something like that, of which I've got some of the pre-painted ships for the game, but these are some unpainted ships that are kind of like one or two of the D&D minis that you bought that came pre-primed. So
that's cool. One less thing to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Tempest. It's weird you're showing up on the my laptop, but not on my mobile phone chat.
Huh.
YouTube's a piece of shit. I have us on Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also paying the $10 a month fee to use it to go live if we so wish to record.
Right.
So, now I have it linked. I have the Rumble account linked to YouTube, so it automatically pulled it when I first joined. And I synced it up. It pulled over a month's worth of Masculine Geek, and then continues to sync up thereafter. So that's cool. But the $10 a month will allow me gives me a certain amount of bandwidth, and allows me to broadcast like we are now, if we wish.
Gotcha.
So I may, as a test, shift these painting sessions over to Rumble. We'll see. See what kind of traction we get there.
Couldn't hurt.
See, one of the I don't care either way, but one of the I'm not a marketing guy. I just don't give a shit. But one of the problems,
I mean, we're not like doing this to like try to get 3,000 followers and.
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm not. We're not doing red meat. We're not talking about, for the most part, complaining. I always, to me, that always seemed very feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Like sitting around complaining about shit and not doing anything about
Yeah.
it, or complaining about other content creators, which is just boggles my mind.
Well, complaining about the content creators, that thing I never understood. So, like when some other YouTubers went, YouTuber A said something about YouTuber B, who was friends and did a show with YouTuber C on YouTuber C's channel, and he didn't say anything in defense of his friend, YouTuber A, or YouTuber B to YouTube. Yeah, I'm like, it's all very disappointing. But what cracks me up is I've seen, I guess, since the last episode of Rings of Power has just aired, several people are talking about, that's it, I'm done, it's over, I can't watch this anymore, whatever. I've watched the whole season, bitched about it all season, which I can understand. They're hate watching it for content, to critique it on their channels, and that's
Yeah.
their thing, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then they post about how they're done, they just can't do it anymore, and I know
No, they're
damn
not.
well come next
They're not
season
done.
they're
Gonna
going to be
jerk off to
watching
something.
it.
They're gonna jerk off to something else.
Well, yeah, but they're also going to be right back on season 2 hate watching it, and I'm like, I saw all the stuff that I saw before it aired. I read all the stuff the people involved said they were going to do, what their plan was, what their thought was, what they thought of Tolkien. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a crap fest. I'm not wasting my time watching it. And I haven't. And everything I've seen has proved myself to be justified in having that position. But I'm not hate watching it. We don't talk about it every week on Masculine Geek, what, a dumpster fire, the latest episode of whatever is.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our lives.
Well, that's it. That's why I've taken a step back from Twitter. I mean, it's both sides of the the aisle, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are too cool to be bothered with it, and then that's their grift, as being too cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the ones complaining about shit. And overall, I just don't. It's never really interested me, which is probably why our channel isn't larger than it could be.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't care about that either. I've made some great friends, you included. So that's what I care about, not this red meat bullshit. No, I'm not putting anyone down. I'll never bite the hand that's fed us, and has been our friends over the years. But as far as the red meat bullshit, I just don't care.
Well, I appreciate, when we get super chats and stuff. That's cool.
Well, of course,
that someone likes what we're either doing or saying enough to do that is infinitely cool. And, I'm not about to not be grateful for that. But yeah, my biggest problem, and probably one of the biggest reason why I do kind of almost like pirate broadcast, where I'll live stream, play some music, and then delete it before I can get the copyright strike and get any issues with YouTube, is the fact that I don't know if I want to do the things that I would be required to do in order to have anything close to any kind of level of success or regular audience, other than maybe 5 or 6 guys that, hop in, Bull Rush or Rob hop in to call me a name because they know me, and they don't mean anything by it. And then maybe one or two other guys that want to hear me talk about why I love some aspect of Star Trek or first edition D&D or the movie Krull, or going to drive-ins to watch movies and crap like that. There might be a handful of guys that appreciate that, but is that really a good use of my time? Is that really a good use of their time? So it's just, it's the same problem I have with terrestrial radio. I can either work at a station where I'm basically a glorified producer, because other than doing weather, maybe news, and maybe an occasional song intro. It's all pre-programmed music that is the same rock songs we're playing on all the rock radio stations that are jack stations in your local radio network. Or if I want to make any real money and do something, I need to get a job on a talk station as a producer or air talent or something like that, which means doing politics day in and day
Kowtowing to
out.
bullshit.
And it's like, I am invested in politics as much as anyone who wants to be an informed a member of, the electorate in their given area. But man, I don't want to talk 5 days a week about how screwed we are by both parties.
Right.
It's just, it just that's not fun. You know what occurred to me that was fun? Maybe this is what I ought to do some Friday evening when we're not doing something. I'll just sit here and I'll open up a toy I haven't opened. I'll open up my toy and I'll just sit here and play with it for a few minutes online and say, yeah, this is a really cool toy. Because I have noticed in real life,
doing unboxing.
Opening a game I've gotten because, the one of my paramours has gifted me with a game. Or a toy or something, or I've acquired something from one of my dealer friends or whatever. Even being a middle-aged man, sitting down and opening a Bosk figure from Star Wars in 6-inch scale and moving him around and putting the gun in his hand and having him, shooting people. Right. That's just fun. It is still as much fun as it was when I was, 10.
That's the thing is, a lot of guys, especially the Marcus Aurelius Stoic crowd, and don't get me wrong, philosophy has its place. Philosophy is a great way to help you navigate through life, especially Marcus Aurelius. But walking through life as a stoic, stone-faced dork that doesn't have any fun is not the way to go. And I also, what I mean by that as well is, it goes back to what Zen Parent had talked about, and what I talked about in some of my articles that I wrote on Masculine Geek Life. A man's masculine edge. I think it's to a man's benefit if he doesn't forget not to have fun. If he remembers and honors the little boy that's still inside him. I mean, obviously, there some traumas can destroy that, or there's other circumstances. I get that, and that's something you have to work through in therapy. May or may not be the way to go, but honoring that child in you, that little boy that has a sense of wonder, sitting here enjoying what we're doing now. We're having a drink, we're talking, we're spending time together as men, and we're doing a hobby that we love. That's very important for a man's mental health, and not for nothing. It's a good thing with the ladies. Women like to know that you're fun because you're not boring. And that's the death knell of any relationship, when you get too fucking stoic and serious. And don't know how to have fun.
Well, even when you spank her ass, it's sometimes nice to have a smile on your face.
She never sees it. She'll never
see it.
Yeah,
but but just no. But I know
when you're
saying,
walking
around.
Of course,
you walk in the kitchen, she's doing dishes or she's cooking for you or something, and you walk by and you just let her know that you're there.
Oh, that one, yeah. You've got that smirk, that half smile, your patented half smile that every man should have and own and carry.
Yeah, so
absolutely. Absolutely. Never want to let go of that. That's for sure. Now, speaking of painting, and which is what we're doing. This Zorn's claws, his toenails, if you will, and his fingernail claws are almost done. These are a fucking bitch to paint.
Yeah.
Even with this fine fine point
Mm-hmm.
paintbrush. Oh, it's a good thing I haven't done the base yet and I can go over it because I'm just getting fucking black everywhere. There's black everywhere. All right, let's just do this here. Fuck it. All right, there's that. The problem is, I have a tendency to lean on other parts of the figure with my finger.
Mm.
And I'm smearing off the fresh paint on his claw tips.
Now, there are different figure stands that you can get that you can hold, like, this in your fist, and it'll grip the miniature on top. Yeah, that.
That's this one. This is by Citadel.
Yeah, but I've seen people use, like, empty medical jars or other things and put a little piece of putty on top of it, and then just sit the miniature in the putty and use it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, you can always make your own if you don't have a nice commercial one that you've acquired.
Correct. That is correct.
Because coming up with creative solutions to problems is what we do as men.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You just reform this brush line. Reform the line. Well, thanks, Tempest. You said the channel has much better viewer engagement. I think we have much less spurgs, that's for sure.
Yeah. Was Drew going to stop by tonight and just hang out with us for a little bit and talk some D&D shit, or not?
I don't think so. I think he couldn't do Friday because I remember Rollo asking about playing on Friday, and Drew said no, perhaps Saturday. And then I mentioned Saturday. I mentioned Saturday, and Rollo never said anything back to that, so I have no fucking clue. So assume that we're not playing tomorrow.
Okay.
What's up, G?
What's up? What are you guys doing?
We're playing painting D&D minis.
We're painting lit miniatures. Would you like to join us?
I wish I had some ready to paint. What kind of paints are you guys using? You lame.
I'm using a bunch of paints from Reaper Minis because at one point in time I got quite a few of these for free going to their paint club on the weekend down there in Denton, Texas.
Oh, groovy.
Yeah, so it makes pretty solid paints. Yeah, we know.
These are official. I've got official D&D paints plus other ones. Ah, shit, you son of a bitch.
I kind of like this, like Friday night minis painting show, like. Oh yeah.
Right.
When I had my pet squirrel, I could have done the Bob Ross and just had a squirrel in my pocket and been like.
That's awesome. Ooh. It's funny you say that. I'm getting I'm looking into getting a raccoon.
Oh.
Yeah,
that might be I know people who have had raccoons, and I would say don't do it. They're really happy out in the wild, and my cousins lived in Brazil, and they had a Coati Mundi.
Did a what?
A Coati Mundi.
The fuck is that?
It's like a relative of the raccoon that has the most like inquisitive mind and like this really long tail. Google it. It's like a really Coati Mundi. It's they're really cool, but they were like you'd leave the room and it would open the dresser and just get in there and empty everything out of the dresser. And
I think raccoons do that shit too.
Yeah, it's like having a cat with opposable thumbs,
Right.
You don't want to. So
don't ruin my dreams.
No, I mean, you can do that, but I don't know. They're not a domesticated species. Like even my squirrel, I finally found her. She lives down the block in a tree, and she's had a litter of babies, and I see her hanging out with all these little
She's got a whole life outside of you.
Yeah, and she's so happy out there. Like that was the whole point of rescuing her when she was just a little teeny thing, was to make it so she could go back out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Well, the one benefit is Vince is not domesticated either. So
that's true.
Oh, well, yeah.
Vince is feral. The raccoon can be feral. It'll
There's
work.
no chance of like disease, or there is chance of disease, but both of you are like sort of immune to it. It's like
Yeah.
Pretty much.
carriers. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are. We're just
I like the
disgusting.
candle. That's nice. I can't.
Thank you.
Who's the? Oh, that's you, Vince.
Yeah, I
Vincent.
prefer candle, flame, and oil lamps. I just don't. I'm not overly fond. I mean, I have to have this light in order to be able to fucking see what I'm doing with this shit. But whenever I can, especially in the autumn and winter months,
Oh
I
no,
use
it's
oil.
like it makes
I
your
use
house
oil,
warmer.
exactly. I use oil lamps. Yeah,
That and you've got an addiction to like cinnamon and vanilla scent or something. And
I do not actually use. I do not use scented candles. Thank you very much.
I'm really giving crap.
I know, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you probably like the patchouli. Like right now, you're like rocking the patchouli and like
Rocking the fucking patchouli, baby.
"Ooh, Vincent's having a painting session.
He
I
ordered
actually-
one of what is her
Crazy
name?
hippie?
Gwyneth Paltrow's
Or vagina.
Yeah,
this
her
is a
vagina
vaginal
candles.
scented candle
the-
going off
the-
over here. Yeah.
I'm gonna get in trouble hanging out with you guys. Like, it's like I'm trying to run that Kickstarter, and now there's gonna be a big campaign to cancel Griff because of
hanging
I
out
won't
with
say
us.
anything else, but just
Oh.
hanging out with you guys.
I found
Right.
out today I was banned by a couple other people that like talked to you and a couple of people within what's his name, like Chadolf or something like that. So it's like I keep finding myself blocked by these other gamers, and it's like I've never
Who are these
interacted with
assholes?
you. I've never said and they're all people that play like older editions of the game. So it's like,
That's
what
weird.
on earth? Or
Well, I think it's part of it is that the what do you call it? Twitter, the social media networks, they don't know what they're doing. I don't know if you probably don't use Facebook anymore, but I have to, so I'm on there. And Facebook has just become a disaster zone. I don't really post very much because people don't see my posts because they're so busy aggregating ads. It's like 3 posts an ad, 3 posts an ad, 3 posts.
Yeah.
And so many people are advertising there that it's like, are the ads even worth it? Because I don't think people are getting like, people are just scrolling past the ads. If I wasn't doing the sort of the sales stuff with the movie and the book and future stuff, I would
You
just
probably wouldn't
delete
even be on Facebook. Yeah.
I would just delete it. I don't see the point of it. Like, if anybody out there is on Facebook too, just delete that account. It's horrible.
Delete that shit.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
well,
I've been on
we'll have
Facebook
it
in years.
because there are people within the German gaming industry with whom I've become friends who still talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I have it for them. I have it for a couple of different bands with whom I interact and have become at least very friendly acquaintances with
Bands?
them. And so
Bands?
yeah. Bands like
Fancy,
Angel
man.
and stuff like that.
Like what?
Angel, they
Oh.
were on Casablanca with Kiss. They were kind of like the anti-Kiss. They wore like white leather and were kind of pretty boys and stuff like that. And
That's so
Oh,
80s
for
and
fuck's
hilarious
sake.
right there.
yeah,
Right?
The white leather is
Jesus
just like,
Christ.
yeah. If you're gonna do a
White
leather thing,
wedding.
I want blue leather maybe. Like
But yeah,
blue,
these
like
guys were
electric.
70s though.
Electric
They were-
blue leather.
They
There
were
you
there
go.
they were there with Kiss. In fact, Punky Meadows, their guitarist, had been offered the job to replace Ace Frehley in Kiss when he left in like 81, 82. And he wasn't sure if where things were going with Angel contractually.
Right.
And so he couldn't commit like that day. And Gene Simmons, being Gene Simmons, was so offended that anyone would ask for time to look into their affairs to verify that they
Right.
could even take the gig,
Right.
that he took the deal off the table right then and
Really?
there.
Well, Gene Simmons is a notorious a-hole, so
Yes.
That's what I hear.
I mean, I don't know. It gets tiresome. Like I've seen him on interviews, and he's always abusive to the interviewer and stuff. And I'm like,
There's no
I'm
reason for
tired of
that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no reason.
I won't even watch an interview with him because it's just like, okay, we're gonna do the a-hole. It's
The whole routine, yeah.
yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, if you want to see how even a loving single mother can mess up her son, Gene Simmons is a prime example. And I mean that seriously, and I don't mean religiously.
He was trying to be Gene
yeah.
Simmons was trying to be a loving single mom.
Yeah. He's trying to be a loving single Jewish mother. So there you go.
Is he Jewish too?
Yes, he is. He immigrated from Israel.
Oh wow!
So
amazing.
Yeah, I'm all about rock music, so my head is filled with all sorts of worthless information.
I can't stay really long, but I just wanted to come hang out.
Oh, I'm glad you
trying
did.
to think of
how's the new Kickstarter campaign going?
Oh, it's going well. I can do stereo audio, but I'm looking at my settings here. The Kickstarter's going great. I was trying to figure out if I could play you some of my really obnoxious. I do experimental electronic music, but I don't know if it'll come through if I play it.
If you share if it's on an app, you could share your screen and share that app.
Oh, okay. No, it's not on an app on my. Well, yeah, I could put it on an app on. No, it's on my
browser.
It's in my iTunes right now.
Well, share your iTunes.
Oh, I can share my iTunes to you?
Yeah, just do screen share and make sure you check the audio box.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and then Robert will go ahead and throw it up there because my hands are busy.
Okay. Well, let me reset the piece. Start it, or I will pause it.
Pause it, see? Oh, you filthy whore.
Yeah, I will pause it. I'll put the volume at about half just so I can everybody, because I don't know how loud it's going to be. And then I'll figure out how to do this. The StreamYard thing, the web thing, is pretty cool, actually. It's you can do a lot of groovy stuff with that. I just want to make sure all my, nothing bad is on my screen somewhere that.
Oh, your porn collection?
Well, in my case, a porn collection would be model trains and synthesizers.
Fine, bring it. Let it rip, baby.
Yeah. All right. Where do I share? Where on the screen do I share my screen?
You're gonna go down to the bottom and click the share content, or there should be some buttons down there. It says settings and
settings.
present or share screen or present or something like that.
This is kind of great. It's literally a show about watching paint dry.
Pretty much.
I'm sure other people have said it. Oh, present,
you bastard.
Okay, share screen.
Make sure you check the audio button first.
Do I? Okay. Well, I doesn't have it.
If you never saw that usually pops up first before you select anything. So
it's just saying share screen, and I'm like, screen sharing, and then it says some screens will let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window.
So if you have to back out and then go back to
okay. Open the systems.
You're starting to look like Yahoo Serious from Young Einstein.
No, yeah, I got. Okay. Allow that to happen. Oh, I need to find the app that I'm wanting to share, I guess.
Yeah, you're going to locate that, and there should be another box that pops up with all the things that you have open, and you highlight the one that you want.
Now you really will access my porn collection.
That's right.
Yeah, it'll just be a really weird fetish, really unwholesome stuff, like women actually wearing clothes.
Oh, okay. It was a fashion show.
Ankle. Well, it's everything.
It's Muslim porn. Muslim porn is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah.
Muslim
I got
porn.
Screen recording.
No, you want to
audio. Microphone.
Click audio, and then go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah. Well, let me see what I can do here. This is confusing.
Come on, man.
Music.
Exactly.
Share my music.
Share your music.
Share my music. All right. Go to look at. Oh, okay. Open system preferences. Jesus. Oh, unlock the lock.
What?
Type in my password. Everybody can see my password now.
We can't see anything.
Like sending it out, and so now everybody can access my porn collection.
Would they want to? That's the question.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I'm just like opening it up, and then I got to read these instructions.
What?
Google Chrome. If already checked, uncheck and recheck. Wants me to restart, quit and
No.
He's a boomer. God damn it. Goddamn boomers.
We're not far behind him. That's so sad.
Well, I'm a techie, so I don't have the same problems. I have different problems. I've got prostate problems. There you go. That's my problems. Let's let him in.
Oh, something just happened to my screen.
I'll let him in.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't see anything at the moment to let him in.
You're back. What the hell happened?
There he goes.
Anyway, I mean, it's not that important. I was just my friend and I went to we actually went to the mountains. You will appreciate this. I went to the mountains with my buddy because his family has a cabin up there, and we just went and hung out and drank coffee and scotch and talked crap. And I hadn't seen him and hadn't hung out like that with him probably in 20 years. And it turns out we're both into synthesizers, so we both had like all these modular synths and little Dougas, sound making, noise making synths. So we spent like 3 days recording stuff. We got like 3 improvisational pieces out of it. And but the thing that you would love is that there is like a Reddit synthesizer group, and so I went on there and I titled my post, my buddy and I went to a remote place to pound it out with our toys.
Oh my god! You didn't. You're asking. I know you totally did it on purpose. You're asking for trouble, you son of a bitch.
And then when people were like, "Jesus Christ, I can't believe you said that," I acted all naive. I was like, "Oh crap!
What are you talking about?
Reddit won't let me change the title." And so I troll the synthesizer group. I'm just horrible.
That's awesome.
And so there's another synth group called Synthesizer Circle Jerk that's all about just posting the most like tasteless, awful stuff. And
it's perfect there.
I was like a god there. Like I could see them reposting it there. Like, oh my god, is this real? Is it fake? Is he trying to? Is he trolling them, or does he really not know what he posted? But that was just like. That was 3 days of absolute joy for me. Like internet trolling and bad humor. It's just I live for it. I mean, that's kind of the problem with a lot of people these days. They don't have a sense of humor.
That is true.
And,
that's most of the internet, actually.
No animals were harmed in that post.
And your toy playing, yes.
Yeah, they were all synthetic toys. Things that make buzzing sounds. But let me see what I got here. I got settings, present. Let's see if I can present.
Check the audio button.
It says slides. It says video file, but it doesn't say share screen.
There should be a share screen, like share content, share screen, share tab.
Yeah, entire screen, window.
Share the window.
My music window.
Yeah.
Share it. Let's see if it'll do it. Share.
We don't see it. It'll pop up in what's called the stage on the bottom part of our screen.
You don't see it there. All right.
No, there's nothing there.
It's not worth it. I'll send you guys the files. It's some pretty insane stuff. If you're into weird stuff, it's just like.
Yeah, you can send it, and then we can play it next time you come on the show.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to pop on and say hi and watch the paint dry with you.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
We have to do. We have to do, like I said, sometime in December. I know we briefly talked about it, almost like in the moment, like being online in the as we go, live stream, creating a role playing game in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool to do if you still are up for that.
Well, do you want to run through something, or do you want me to do you want to just ad lib a game and we just invent a game as we go? What do you mean?
Invent a game as we go.
Okay.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
Yeah, we could just do a total free Creek spiel thing and take turns
Mm-hmm.
being the
Cool.
referee and telling the story or something. That might be
Nice.
kind of insane and weird.
That might be.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Okay.
Anyway, it's Friday
Cool.
night. Is it Friday night?
It is
Yeah,
indeed
sure
Friday
is.
night.
Oh my God. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, it's like 11 days before my birthday, even too.
Really?
Oh, well, happy
Oh.
early birthday.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna be older than old.
Older than old.
I'm gonna be 59.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that OSR. Gotta keep
That's
that
right.
Smelly
Well,
reprobate thing going.
you, you old bastard, you.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking at the side. I can see people in there.
Yeah, there's a few people.
Yeah, nobody's really even chatting. They're just kind of.
They're just kind of hanging out.
Hopefully they're painting
people
too.
send you photos and put up update photos as they do their progress. Like have everybody painting together.
They could. A few people have
Yeah.
mentioned. I know one of our chatters, Chris M. Bogan. He's a painter, and sometimes he paints with us.
Here, I'll go get something. Did I ever show you the Dave Arneson ships?
No.
I'll go get those and show them to you. You'll
Okay.
love
Yeah,
them.
please
good.
do.
That'll be
That'd be
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
headphones.
start dry base coating this the brother to the Zorn.
Okay.
I think I have him a different color though. Let me see.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Let me see what I can do here. Put on my headphones. They referred to them as Arneson sinkers, and
Okay.
they were he cast them himself. He would make his own miniatures because he originally, he was really into. So yeah, we have these like little ships that are. Let me see. I don't think
He
my
made-
camera
he made
can
this?
focus that close. Yeah, he made these. The
There
sails
you go, right about there.
Yeah.
made out of paper, I think.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean they're tiny, and they're for playing with. It was before Don't Give Up a Ship. He just had these ships, and
Yeah.
he based his rules. I think it's Greens or something. It came out of Jane's, the ship identification
Mm-hmm.
catalog that would come out. I mean, I got a lot of these. They weigh a ton, but they call them. I mean, they're all individually painted. They're painted with like crappy paint. It's the 19.
Like
It's
60s,
almost-
right?
Yeah, it's like it's the 1960s. It's like 1968 or 69, and he's like making these out of whatever using
That's
bullet
badass.
mold. I think bullet molding techniques,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
all labeled DLA to DAW 10 Majestics number 110.
That's really cool.
Now, did you get those from his family?
No, well, Wesley had them. Wesley
Okay.
didn't want them anymore. He was trying to sell. He was going to put them up for auction, and
Oh,
I
shit.
I had a little bit of extra money. I won't tell you how much I paid. I paid a
Right.
crap ton of money for these.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see them end up in a museum, but
All right.
I found out that like museums like the Smithsonian, they won't pay you
Right.
for something like that. They're kind of
Dicks.
yeah, they just want you to donate it, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's because I'm so rich. Like here's
Mhm.
here's $5,000. Just hand it to you, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're all like this one. I think they're made out of metal. Maybe these sails on this
Oh,
one.
shit.
Um,
That's cool.
yeah, like people who are into naval models. This is pretty kick ass.
Oh,
Yeah, it
those
is.
are.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, and they're the standards were different back then, and Dave Arneson was notorious for kind of not being like the best modeler or the best miniature painter. I mean, you saw the movie where they
Mhm.
Randy Hoffa's joking about the Dave Arneson what did they call them, the dip and dunk method.
Yes.
Oh, there's like sort of like slop and
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, he didn't really
Yeah.
dip them. I think he just like painted them, set them to dry, added a couple details, we're good to go.
Hmm.
But
Just something to stand out. That's all.
yeah, well, Greg Greg Scott and his crew, that was part of why they kicked him out of the game group, was because his miniatures weren't painted to their standards.
What?
And yeah, and I've seen, I don't know if you saw in the movie, there were some like Napoleonic miniatures, just close-ups of some.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, and on those particular ones, these are the ones that Randy Hoffa had. You can see individual buttons on their uniforms, and these figures are this big, right?
Right.
Holy shit.
And you can see that belts are all painted and individual buttons painted. And I found out how he did the buttons. I'm revealing a big secret, and I will let you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was this guy named Jim Clark who started GHQ Miniatures with Greg Scott. He was his partner. And he would use a syringe.
Just a little drop
he
of
would just
paint.
get a little drop of paint coming out of the syringe and drop it on. And apparently the guy was like a raging alcoholic, but you get him a couple drinks and he would just like able to, paint like nobody's business. Like it would just
Holy shit.
smooth him out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say anything. Hope I'm not smearing anybody's dad or anything. Those are just stories I heard.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to disrespect people. There's like, we live in an age of disrespect, and it's like,
no, I don't mean deliberate disrespect, but if that's the knowledge you have and you're going off of. You're not slandering anyone, and you're not saying it maliciously.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
I will say that I heard it, and I don't know if it's true.
Right, but also someone talking about a person being an alcoholic in, say, 1968, 69,
it was culturally
70.
different then. Yeah.
Yeah, and if he was Irish or Scottish, then there's no such thing as an alcoholic.
Yeah, you want to zoom me full like that for that last one? I'll just show you this.
Yeah.
I got about 20 of these, though. Apparently,
shit.
Yeah, and I've seen other people have had some that they got from Arneson, and mine are in like 10 times better condition. These sat in this cigar box and were preserved, and so I mean, it's interesting to me because people are so into the whole Gary and Dave RPG mystique, and it's like those guys were hardcore war gamers, and
yeah, they were.
Nobody even knows that these things like this exist. That's
cool.
They were doing.
No, and I think that's
thanks for sharing that too.
From a historic standpoint, those kind of artifacts are priceless in a lot of ways. I mean, to someone who understands that and has any kind of appreciation for history and stuff.
Well, that was what I was going to say. Is the reason I bought the collection that I was looking to, like, I'm going to buy these and I'm going to sell these for $1 million in 10 years, or whatever. I bought them because I was worried that they were going to break up the collection and that it would lose patrimony and it would kind of lose meaning. Like, if this was in a museum and you had all 22 ships in a glass case together, you could see like, oh wow, like
if you just have one, it's just like whatever.
Yeah,
that doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, I have those. There was another collection. I keep ending up with naval collections, and the large, you saw them probably. I did a blog post about the big World War II spotting models and the Navco models, the 1 to 1200. And what was I going to say about those? Yeah, those were Dan Nicholson's, and his wife was selling them, and she was just trying to get rid of them, and I was like, I was kind of broke, and I got a really good deal on that collection, and I was just like, I am not going to sell these off piecemeal for $20 each and like make a killing.
Right.
Like I got a really good deal. I will just say that. I'm going to keep this together until I can find a place that has sort of the respect for what this collection is and who this person was. And so I have those two collections. Trying to think what else I've got. I've got a Duke Seyfried hand-painted miniature he gave to me when we went to interview Duke Seyfried. He doesn't even come up in the movie, but we interviewed him, and he used to be Heritage Miniatures and all those companies. I mean, he was, a big deal. And he actually he showed me some interesting techniques. He could just sculpt out of lead with a soldering iron.
Wow.
Yeah, he was showing me like these two techniques. Like one was the addition of lead, You'd
Mhm.
heat it and you'd bring lead in. And the other one was he would like start stretching the lead and adding heat and adding material and stretching it, and like he
Jesus.
would pull it out and just keep adding material to it, and he could sculpt lead just by hand like that.
Wow.
That's
You know, guys,
cool.
you know, he was just amazing. And he did the original Lord of the Rings miniature sets that Heritage did,
Yeah.
which weren't licensed, and then he did the licensed official ones too. And so I was like, you know, is there any chance you can give the guys a miniature? I didn't even expect anything. So he gave each of us, he pulled out a box of painted Lord of the Rings miniatures from the,
Nice.
based on the designs in the animated movie, you know?
Yeah.
And so I kind of liked, what did I get? I think I either got Aragorn or I don't remember if it was Aragorn or the other guy from the writers of Rohan.
Aemir.
Boromir.
Boromir. I think maybe I got
Boromir was Gondor. Aemir
Yeah,
is
he was
from
Gondor.
the
Aemir, yeah.
Rise of
I
Rohan.
think it was, yeah, I don't think I got, and then and the reason I did that was I was urging our assistant. I was like, take the wizard. And he was like, I don't want to be rude. And because he's from Minnesota and they're so polite there, right? And I'm like,
Right.
goddamn wizard. Take the wizard and like it. So he has the wizard, and he called me back and was like, I can't believe, like, he was like, I didn't realize how important that guy is. And I got the wizard, and I'm like, yeah, that's why I made you take the wizard. And Chris got one too. So all of us have one of a Lord of the Rings set that's been painted by Duke Seyfried. So that's kind of a cool little thing.
It is cool.
Now, is that your interview with him? Is that stuff that would appear in volume 2?
Some of it. Duke is kind of a weird character, and he kind of went into like full-on performance mode. And
this is what we're talking about for those of you watching at home.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything in the interview that I could use. And I do want to show him because everybody likes him, but they weren't really connected to him. I mean, the real person to interview is dead. It would be like, what's his name? The guy that was doing Jack Scrooby, the guy that was making the miniatures that they used when they were kids, you know. They're like 18 and 20 years old, and they're buying Jack Scrooby miniatures from California.
Oh shit.
Well, is that something you could show excerpts of on either a YouTube channel of your own or
I need to go through it. It was a really strange interview.
Okay.
I'll say that. You know, it was just, I don't know if there's anything worth using in that interview. To be honest with you, it was just a very strange interview.
Well, that's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like I got this, you know, I need to get the interview and just send it to his son because I think his son would get a kick out of seeing his dad. And I'm friends with his son on one of these social media apps.
Okay.
But anyway, what else? I don't know. I should probably get going.
Okay.
Well, what can you tell us about your
Pleasure.
Kickstarter before you go?
Before I go,
Yeah.
Last I checked, we were coming up on like 29,000.
Oh, nice.
That's like really good for us. I mean, revealing, you know, people don't know what Kickstarters are like roughly 30% of that is going into Kickstarter fees, backer kit fees, and manufacturing.
Yeah.
So when you go like, we've got 30,000, actually we've got 20,000.
Right.
And then we've got a lot of people who get a percentage of what is in these books. And so you start slicing that up. And so, you know, by the end of it, it's not like you walk away. I mean, it's a lot of work. And by the end of it, you're like, well, I made a little bit of money, but it kind of interfered with my life. I should have just gotten a job at Starbucks, you know.
How many days do we have?
You know, we got about 20 more days. And so.
And how is this different? How is this different from the first one? The first
Kickstarter
publication.
Oh, the first publication. Yeah. It's kind of weird. We did the first ones, and the COVID was happening, and so sourcing fabric was hard.
Right.
So we were going to do them all purple. Well, there wasn't enough purple fabric at the place. They were like, we can't even get this shipped in right now. It's COVID time. And they were like, we got this teal. And I was like, that's beautiful. Let's just do the extras in teal. So we did, I don't know the exact numbers. I think it's 170 purples and 30 in teal.
Okay.
And then we did 25. We put 30 on the site. Chris put 30. He couldn't remember either. And I'm like, I think it was 25 on the black covers. So we did 25 black covers ones for the people that were involved in the project. and we had like one left, so we just threw it up on the Kickstarter now for a ridiculous price. But there's a collector. There's some lawyer out there that's like, I'll buy that. We can't really. I don't want to. I'd rather just keep it unless somebody's going to give me a lot of money. Just keep it in our company vault. Anyway, so we did those. Then we wanted to do more, so we put them up for sale as a pre-order with it, and we would just like fulfill the order as soon as we got enough orders to like make it economically feasible. Have a break point. So in order to do that, I think we had to order another 200. And then what happened with the red covers, I just wanted to do red covers because once we did the multiple colors, I was like, oh, this is cool. Every edition is a different color and they're so pretty,
Right.
But it was, again, another COVID, I don't know. COVID is just this thing that happened. It's a fog. But we couldn't get the paper. We waited, I think it was 2 months, actually. I say in one interview, I said 1 month, but I think it was a lot longer, like 2 months. We were just like, where's the 70-pound paper? And the printer, Egan Howard was just like, I can't get this, I can get you 80 pound. Do you want to do that? We're like, okay. So we upgraded everybody. We actually paid a couple bucks, per book extra to be able to fulfill it. And then because we were doing it on our own, we didn't really charge people enough money for shipping overseas. So on the overseas stuff, we ended up, we ate it and we ate it because our profits were very low on that.
Right.
And so I mean, I don't know if you guys do business stuff or whatever, but anyway, so these red ones, we had about 80 left that we could sell on the Kickstarter. So we decided to do it as just to kind of boost the Kickstarter when it went live. We just had a quick ship that's already printed. And so every edition is weird in one way or another. It's different. So we've got like the first one's purple and teal. We've got, and when we did our first load of books, they didn't got the books right. So they had to rip all the pages out and rebind a new printing books with the covers.
Wow.
Yeah. So all those covers have been like reused.
Redone.
So Chris and I both kept a copy that is cut wrong on the mark, like the gutter margin is too big, and the map on one of the pages is like right on the edge of the page. It's just wrong, And we were just like, can we do this? Can we sell it? It's like, no, if it's not perfect, we're charging people a lot of money for this. We got to redo it,
Yeah.
And so, what else was up with that? So we've got these are the 80-pound cardinals that we already sold them all. I think we sold all the purple covers that we were selling for $550 because we saw one sell on eBay for $530. We got a couple purples left. We'll sell them for $550. Or so. Like we'll get the collector profit instead of selling it cheap and letting some collector get the profit. Which is what we're doing with that black cover one. There's I think 25, maybe it's 30. Either way, it's like there are no longer cover. Those are the first printing black cover ones. So what else with that? So the ones we're gonna print now, I think we'll have 70-pound paper, and then we decided to do a paper. Everybody was like, we want a paper draft. And it's like, all right, guys, you want a paper draft. You don't want to pay $100 for like a unique book that will, like you'll have forever. You want the crappy one. And so
instant gratification.
Well, yeah. But so what we did was we have basically the same level of quality as the hardbound with a perfect binding, only just a paper cover. And so they're still really nice books, even though they're only a paper cover. But then I've been looking at the internet and everybody's getting all stinky about like, can you just sell me the $10 PDF? And
what?
I hate to say a jerk, but it's just like, dude, it took me 2.5 years to write this book. I'm not making a living off this book. It's just like, either you want it or you don't,
Yeah. Don't be cheap.
Yeah. And so, somebody's going to watch this and be like, oh, he's such an elitist, arrogant jerk. And it's like, well, I mean, like, you don't understand. I was making same time as I was making a movie, I made a book. It's like it was monumental,
Yeah.
And so
I've found that in the realm of what we do, nerds, artists, gamers, game designers.
I love the little hands. Like,
The ones with the little hands. Yeah, there are few and far between that fucking put their money where their mouth is, and it pisses me off to no end. If you want to make a buck, don't go. Really, I mean, the people you want to sell to aren't. They're not the ones that. It's not the same.
Well, I mean, I want people to buy it, use it, you know. But like,
well, they're the ones who are gonna fucking complain.
Yeah, and then if we do the, I mean, that's what I've been telling people. If we do the PDF, then you're gonna give it to you're gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna give it to my buddy Bob. He's not gonna share it, right? And then your buddy Bob's like, oh, I got this free PDF. This is really cool. I should give it to these 3 guys. I'm not breaking. I don't know where this came from. I'll just give it to them. I'm not breaking any. Am I? I didn't agree to anything, you know. And the next thing you know, it's everywhere. Anyway, we're doing like what they call, there's like trade copy, which is kind of like what we're doing, like a higher quality, like a paperback book. And then there's a mass market. I think it's called a mass market print paperback or something. Yeah. And that's like kind of like your really crappy like sci-fi book in the bookstore, you know, like like almost like newsprint. Yeah, not even as
it's like almost like pulp. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nearly pulp. It's like the manure print, like they printed on like dried manure.
It's like old fucking faded parchment.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna do the like
corn husks.
I mean, if people really want the manure print, you know, they can have it, and it's just like, dude,
have the fucking shit print, motherfucker.
Well, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I can't read. People want to argue with you, like I'm on Drags Foot and other places, and they want to argue with you about, whoa, that was weird. My camera likes to control, like, I don't know, it just does what it wants. But anyway, and now I'm like this ghostly figure.
You kind of are, yeah. It does that on when Robert shows a book.
Anyway, yeah, it's like strobing the aperture at me.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
strobe.
Anyway, you didn't hear that one. It's dumb.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, you know, you got to strobe the aperture.
Strobe your aperture, motherfucker. If you do that too long, you'll go blind.
Yeah.
And you can do it in October. It's only in November. You're not supposed to strobe. Well,
apparently, Griff did it until you just need glasses.
Strobing, yeah.
Just do it till you need glasses. It clearly was that's what you did.
Anyway, I'm kind of like letting you in on all the inside stuff because I'm kind of like,
thank you. Appreciate that.
You know, no, I mean it's not like I want to rip anybody off or anything, but it's like, come on, like you want the $10 download, you could get the $60 one, you know, and then it's like, you know, or I don't want the hardbound one, but the one you did.
Well, you're the one creating this. Fuck them. I mean, let's face it. I mean, that's just the bottom line. It's like, no, look, cheap motherfucker. Get a job. Get a fucking job. I don't care about your passion. All this other bullshit. Get a job and pay for the goddamn book and then quit the job.
Yeah, but grandma only gives me $5 a week.
Well, it's too fucking. Get out of the fucking basement, you fucking piece of shit.
I have found that there are, especially younger generations of fans are like notoriously cheap. It's like they talk about how they're such great fans of stuff, and it's like, well, do you support the artist in any way? And it's like, well, no, I read scanlations of the manga, I watch pirated downloads of the anime, but I'm such a huge anime fan.
And
it's like
you're a fucking leech.
Yeah, that's exactly what you are, and
you're a goddamn leech.
They're like, and the excuse is always, well, I'm a poor college student or whatever, and it's like,
nobody told you
your
to be
life
that.
decisions is not my problem. In surrounding me, behind me, I've got copies of books in the original Japanese as well as the official English adaptations of certain manga and things like that. Why? Because I am a huge fan of that particular manga artist or manga writer, and as such, I bought it in both versions. So
money where your mouth is.
And did they get rich off of that? No, they got, for the $4 to $6 book, they got 5 cents out of that, I'm sure.
Right.
Because which is another aspect of the business no one ever talks about.
When I was a teenager, I mean, like, or when I was older, even it's like a college student. It's like if I wanted a game and I needed that extra $20-$30 to get the game, it was like
Go work for it.
that, or it starve for it. I'd be like, I'm just gonna eat ramen and frozen Totino's pizza.
Exactly.
There you go.
By the end of the week, though, I'll have that
pizza
extra
rolls.
$20, and I'm going to the game store and I'm getting that boxed Avalon Hill game or whatever. I'm getting a copy of Pax Britannica because it's cool as hell.
That's right.
I always talk about that game because I love it. Kostikian, Greg Kostikian was a great designer. Anyway, I gotta go, but
no, you don't. Stop lying.
Yeah, I gotta go. I don't know. I mean, I know you guys probably went and bought, or
I got I'm on the $60 level. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You'll be able to see it, and you're not begging for the $3 PDF.
Give me the $3 PDF because I know you, Griff.
Just give it. Yeah, we're friends, so
we're friends. Can I have?
I'm just hoping over bourbon one evening I can get you to sign my copy. That's my that's my nefarious.
We'll do a meetup.
Where are you?
I'm in Indianapolis.
Oh, sometimes I go out to Illinois. I think I said that to you before. I go to Central Illinois.
You did, yeah.
So if I'm out in Champaign-Urbana, then I'm like 4 hours away from you. We could meet halfway, like in like an old strip mine or something.
Yeah.
There you go.
Make it like a gangster thing. We drive in.
Let's
be cornfield somewhere in Illinois.
Yeah, like an old
pumpkin papers
story. Pull up and exchange. I just walk up and sign it.
Sign and walk away.
Yeah, and I've got guys there with their hands in their pockets like they got guns.
Yeah, right. Stopping and looking, make sure there's no holes dug in the desert before you get there. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to run, but
thanks for joining us, man.
And maybe I can do this again next week, and we can
absolutely,
we can be stupid together. Yay!
Yeah.
All right.
Like it. I like
it.
Guys. Thanks for joining us. Catch you later.
Yep. Ciao.
This guy is not.
Ooh, let's get the light to flutter.
He cracks me up.
Oh, me too.
He's a good guy. Always got good stories.
Definitely.
But that's what I hate about the current. All right, I'll give you a case in point. So, I don't do it anymore, but I was co-creator of sort of a podcast like this called Legends of Tabletop with my buddy John. This is back in 2013, 2014.
Okay.
And most of the people that like games, that like what we do, it does cater to a younger crowd. At least some of the people, the circles that my buddy John ran in as far as his friends and whatnot. But you run into stuff where it's exactly what we're talking about. They want shit for free, and they don't want to. They'll retweet you or shout you out, or that's nice, motherfucker, but that doesn't pay the bills. It's like, okay, well, if I mean, obviously you can't. If you've got 10 friends and they're all game designers, I get it. And they've got there's a Kickstarter every goddamn month. That can get expensive. I get it. But you have to judiciously help your friends.
Right.
I've always said you got to put your money where your mouth is. So flash forward to, we get the Masculine Geek up and running. And at the time, when George Bruno was still in our circle, as it were, he was giving the Legends of Tabletop coffee, because we were doing, my buddy John and I were doing coffee. Legends of Tabletop Legendary Brew. He was giving that a shout out. To the point where
support your friends, motherfuckers.
Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is my first novella. Lightning's Call, Tesla Malone. Go buy it. Where was I? Oh, so he was shouting out the coffee, and it was getting some traction. All the people that were buying it and have ever bought the coffee were coming from Masculine Geek. They weren't coming from Legends of Tabletop.
Okay.
These people don't give a shit. They just want to consume and complain and virtue signal, which is one of the reasons why I'm not engaged in that realm anymore. And I don't consume content. Or if I do, it's supporting people like Griffith, other people doing, TJ's books, Noble's books, Rollo's stuff, things of that nature. So, what's up, Red Crusader, Alex? You sons of bitches. Good to see you all. I'm over here ranting and complaining about people not putting their money where their mouth is. If you have a friend, whether that's in our space or gaming space, or they're a writer or a sculptor, or they're an artist, do me a favor. Go buy their shit. Don't retweet something and that's one of the reasons why Twitter just fucking pisses me off. And I don't do business stuff on Twitter because for the most part, Twitter is about 80% bots and fake accounts and retards. The other 20%, you've got people that are friends and then the casual hanger-on. Business-wise, I post something regarding business or a link to a show or something like that. Does that get traction? No, it does not. If I post a saying or my girl's tits or like a random quote, likes, retweets, you know what? Fuck off. I just I don't care anymore. It's completely not worth it. Now you may say, Vince, you're marketing wrong. I don't care about that. So the friends that I've made on Twitter, I only have so much time, attention, and resources for friends. As far as social media is concerned, my Instagram is locked down. It's only a certain amount of people. I post some things there. Twitter, I kind of don't give a shit anymore. I might come back to it. I may not. As far as a business thing, I've got a full-time job. Masculine Geek is a goof. It's a lark. It's fun. Doing this stuff is fun. It's enriching and it's nourishing, and men need this kind of thing. But as far as a hardcore business where I'm bombarding people day in and day out with bullshit, that's not me. That's not my nature to do that. And I'm lazy and I don't care. So as far as keeping the Twitter alive, let's face it, what is Twitter and social media? It's hey, look at me, hey, look at me, hey, look at me. I'm going to tell you how cool I am by not being cool. I don't give a shit about power dads, and I don't give a shit about the people that don't like power dads. I don't care. I do not care about those conversations. So my involvement on Twitter is lessening and lessening and lessening. I don't care about. I do it too. Hey, look at me, because that's why was I on Twitter. Hey, look at me. I don't care about doing the hey, look at me anymore. It's just, it's old and it's tired. I'm too old for it, and yeah, I'd rather be doing this. Hey, look at me do this. Let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's paint together. Let's enjoy the time. Let's have a drink. Let's paint some minis and talk and make plans and whatnot. So.
Well, hell, my Twitter's mostly me posting pictures of movie posters, toys, models. That's it. And some of it might be bragging that, I've got this. But really the purpose for doing it is I've got this because I'm into this. Do you like this too? It would be the same thing as me hanging out at a comic book store or a game store or whatever and be real excited that someone picked up the FASA Battletech book or something like that. It's like, hey, I'm into Battletech too. Do you watch any of the anime shows that they use for some of the mech designs, or are you just purely into the gaming aspect of it or whatever, and so on and so forth? So I mean, that's what that's all about. And basically I'm just adapting to the new technology for doing something I was always doing. I use it as one big geek hangout. It's just unfortunate that it's mostly filled with bots and everything has to be political and somehow slanted toward race or sex or something like that, and it's like, well, that's not fun.
Yeah, no, it's really it's tiresome anymore. I just don't
Yeah.
care.
Well, I mean, I completely get that.
Red, yeah. We were just talking. I mean, you can go to any store and get WizKids miniatures, and D&D has their own miniatures. I've gotten a few. Probably the only Wizards of the Coast thing that I'll buy.
Reaper minis, I recommend.
Yeah, Reaper minis.
If you can buy them at your local game store, do to support your local business. But if you go to reaperminis.com or reaperminiatures.com, you can buy miniatures direct from them, and you can get them either in plastic or in pewter. Obviously, the plastics are a little bit cheaper. They've got what they call their bones lines, and they do really, really, really nice stuff.
Yeah.
So
we were just talking the other day when we were paying. Rollo sent us a link, and I think on the show we shared the screen of the website.
Mm-hmm.
It's a company in the UK that does 3D printing, and they do the iconic D&D monsters from the Monster Manual 1 to Fiend Folio, Deities and Demigods. So if you want a troll that look like the troll from the Monster Manual, they'll make you one. So that's cool too. I know I want to pick up a few of those. Reaper Bones is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as paints are concerned, I've shown these off. I've got Privateer Press, and I've got the official D&D ones, which are made by Army Painter. And what's cool about these is they're made in Denmark. It's not some shit from China or some bullshit. So I don't mind that it's European. It's kind of cool. It's made over there where Jack lives. That area, the Netherlands and Denmark and shit.
I'm from Holland.
Well, yeah. I've only used
member.
Army, right? Chris,
Yeah.
I've only used Army Painter so far. I do want to try. Yeah, P3 is Privateer Press. That's the P3s. These are good. I find them a little more watery than the Army Painter, and I have not tried Vallejo, although I hear they're pretty good. Yes, Alex, I know you're on there to say, "Hey, look at me." We know.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows. I just don't care anymore. Have at it.
I thought Alex was on there to simp for Femme Sapien or whatever her name is.
Oh, you guys.
She is all over my Twitter feed, and it's all because of Alex and Rob.
You guys are simping without simping. It's like reverse simping. Stop that. Look at it this way. Unless you're fucking a chick that you've met online, stop it. God, it's so embarrassing. I'll say it. It's fucking embarrassing. Stop it. Unless you're actively seducing her, stop it. God damn it, I'm going to come out there and kick your ass, Alex. Unless, of course, you're actively fucking her. You and your wife are getting together and banging each other. Then it's totally acceptable.
Yeah. But I'm like, I don't even know who she is. I don't.
Your mom's a funnel, Alex. Shut up. That's right. I brought out the mom jokes.
Yeah, so it cracks me up, those guys.
I know, right? Ultimately, I don't care. I'm just busting on you.
Yeah.
But stop it anyway.
We are, but I'm serious. It's like, I don't even know who this chick is, and she's all up in my Twitter feed, and it's like she has absolutely nothing to do with Japanese model kits, geek stuff, or
she's already on my mute list. Not that I'm even paying attention anymore; it doesn't even matter. But I don't see anything because once you pointed it out to me, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? She is coming on my feed. Who the fuck is it? Because I think I responded. She said one thing that made sense, so I said something snarky or But then after that, I'm like, I don't really know this chicken. Do I have any interest in her? Not really.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna leave her alone.
I mean,
I'm not giving
I
her.
guess
I'm not
she's
giving her.
nice enough for a mid, but it's like I think
I'm
she's
not giving her
married.
free. Exactly. I'm not
Yeah,
giving
and
her
it's
free
like,
attention.
yeah.
Fuck that. Go play somewhere else. Yeah, I don't blame Red Crusader. I'm leaning more in that direction myself. I mean, obviously, I have Masculine Geek Life stuff, and that'll never end. And obviously this, but this is different. And that's why I want to do more of these kind of things here. This paying stuff and the D&D games. Not that we won't have fireside chats, because the fireside chat is a good plan B in case we have a scheduling conflict or something comes up at the last minute, which will happen here and there. And that's fine, but we need something to fill in because I refuse to not have a show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we may have a guest here and there, and there's certain guests I definitely want to have on, but I'm going to kind of move away from that and leave the guests for the Masculine Geek Life Fortress meetings, the private ones, where they're more candid and the guests and everyone else can be more open because they're not recorded. And it's not censored by any kind of YouTube tomfoolery
Mm-hmm.
or people coming into the chat and complaining.
Yeah.
Or trying to get you banned. They can't see it because it's private. So that's where most of the guests are going to wind up on, I think. The private Zoom Fortress meetings.
When's the next one of those?
I'm going to plan one for the end of October, probably if I can a Saturday, but if not, probably Tuesday night.
Yeah, okay.
If I can. I like to keep them on Saturday afternoons in general, or Saturday nights. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't decided. Depends on the guest I bring on.
Right, because I mean, obviously, like if it was Zam in Europe, we've got to calculate.
we gotta do Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, pardon me. All right, let these bastards dry. Later, Alex. You son of a bitch.
You leaving us? You going to take care of your sick kid, or
better go be fucking your wife?
That's what you should be doing. Don't be going and giving that femme sapien some more dopamine. She doesn't need it.
Seriously, leave that shit alone.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a couple comic book stores closed up. There was a hobby shop in a town called Berlin. Actually, down where James used to live when he was in Jersey, not too far from him. That closed up about 8 years ago. That was even before COVID hit. So, but there's one. I forget the name of it. It's in a town called Westmont.
Okay.
A pretty cool town. Not too far from me. I ride my motorcycle there. But they have a whole room dedicated. One wall is all Warhammer, and the other is all D&D, Reaper, WizKids, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good selection. So I go there for my paints and my figures now.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. Good job, Red. All right, I'm going to put myself on mute so I can go get more sparkling water.
Okay. In case you guys were wondering, I was just putting a light wash to pop some of the detail on the ship, which you guys aren't going to be able to make out. But I just wanted to get some of the ridges and detailing on the ship plates to be a little bit more essential, to pop, really. Have them more accentuated, and then I'm going to go in and do some more detail work and some dry brushing, and then thinking about how I'm going to do some of the details on like the warp nacelles on the side because I can't remember if they have like a little bit of a red coloring from like a light fixture, not on the Klingon ships. I believe they do, and so if so, that's what I'm going to go with. And see if I can grab this here real quick.
Yeah, I heard you say wash before I got up. That's what I have to do to this guy.
Yeah,
here.
I was just talking to them about what it was I was doing in case they just saw me. This is a picture of the Klingon from the FASA game. I'll have to move the camera around for you to see it.
You're going to use that as a...
since these ships are all from... Most of them are from the FASA game. I want to go with whatever detailing I can with them. But I was thinking that the warp nacelles on the Klingon ship had like a red line from like lighting and stuff, and then that's actually the Klingon supplement box set from the NASA RPG.
Cool.
Featuring a Klingon from the first movie. But yeah, some of the ship designs from FASA, both for the Federation and for the Klingons, were a little odd. But there were several designs that I really, really liked. Federation-wise, the Baker-class destroyer, if you type that into Google for... you'll see it, and then that's another one that had the warp nacelles underneath the ship. It's kind of a beefy looking Fed ship, real solid built. And then the other one was the Andorian class Federation ships. Those almost look like a really fancy Excelsior class, just a little bit more graceful. And the Andorians, obviously, for those of you who are into Star Trek, were the blue-skinned aliens with the antennae. So,
that's cool.
So,
yeah. Let's see. Let's go with suspense. We're going to do a strong tone quick shade wash on the Zorn. Did I do? I think I did a wash on his dumbass. Yeah, he did a wash.
yeah, it's the bird of prey. Whether it's the Birel or the other, see my problem with the bird of prey. I basically like the design, but I like the design as a small ship with a crew of about 12. I don't like the fact that they literally use the same design for two different ships in two different scales, one of which every bit as large as almost a Galaxy class starship. It just doesn't make sense. It's like building an aircraft carrier sized boat that's modeled after like a single mast schooner or something like that. It just, that design aircraft carrier style, just it irritates the snot out of me, which is why almost in my head there's only one Klingon bird of prey, and they're all small scout ships with a crew of about 12. In the other room, actually, I've got the Chilton's manual for the Klingon bird of prey. They published a series of those for different ships. I think they did one for like a TIE fighter.
That's fucking badass.
For Star Wars, and then they did one for Star Trek, and they did it as the bird of prey.
I like it.
Yeah. So, and then I've also got some other Star Trek ships around here in my office. I'm actually moving some stuff around, so I'm not sure if I can do this to even get it to focus, but if you look up on one of those shelves there, you'll see besides some DC heroes and then all the manga behind it, there are a few Klingon starships up on the one shelf there. But yeah. One of these evenings, you guys might get more of a tour of my
That'd be kinda
abode,
cool.
but
That'd be
that's
neat,
all you get for now. Give you something to come back to watch later.
right? Tease a little bit.
Yeah,
You
you
dirty
get to
tease.
see a little bit of a nip slip, and then that's about it. So,
That's right. Nip it up, nip it in.
speaking of nip slips, have you talked to John lately? How's he doing over in Japan?
Modern Life John, I guess he's all
Yeah.
right. I comment on some of his Instagram stuff here and there.
Okay,
I
cool.
talk to him on the phone occasionally. The last time I talked to him on the phone was back in the springtime.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
all
I
right.
think
He's doing good.
That's good. I think some guys would be surprised that he's as much of a geek as he is,
Oh, he's a total
considering
nerd.
his
Yeah.
brand. You
Right?
know, it's kind of like Rolo and his brand, and you know, he sometimes plays D&D with us. That would probably blow a huge portion of his audience's mind, I think.
Exactly.
You know,
Well, they would know that if they watched the show, but
yeah,
sadly enough, they're not.
yeah.
It's their loss.
Of course, it would help if he wasn't like moving. They could actually be playing.
Right? How dare he
Yeah,
do something to enrich his life? How
his
dare
life.
he? Right? That bastard.
Yeah, bastard. Although I guess he could have played Saturday or something, but no one else can show up for some reason.
Well, I'm fine on Saturday.
I am too, but what, TJ and Amos both can't make it, and then I don't know about
Drew said he could make it.
yeah.
Drew said Drew's the one that suggested Saturday in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm fine. If maybe I'll send out another email. Hey, we doing Saturday or not?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine either way. I don't have plans until Saturday evening and Sunday.
Yeah.
And let's see, Saturday evening. Saturday evening and Sunday evening is pretty much full. So
Let's see. Yeah, I would definitely like to get some more of these. That's one of the great things about 3D printing is that it's making available in various scales these Klingon ships.
okay.
Yeah, this one right here that I've been painting is a K-23 escort ship. And then the single wing ship with the odd symmetry.
Oh, cool.
Is the D-11 destroyer. Now, supposedly, the in-game story for these is that it was going to have a similar wing on the other side of the ship over on this side. But because of the war, either with the Romulan or Federations, the ships were needed sooner. So in order to cut down on production, they just went with a single wing on one side, mounting a single warp nacelle there, and then right along the edge and the main strut for the ship going off to the front section where the bridge is mounted at the top, they mounted the second warp nacelle there. And
you said mount.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
I
really
like
the
the detail they bring to it.
Well, what's cool is one of the authors that worked on this wrote a book, a guy by the name of J.M. Ford. It's called The Final Reflection, and it was a Star Trek novel unlike any other Star Trek novel, in that it was primarily focused on the Klingons and a character within the Klingon Empire, and it was so good at what it did at fleshing out the Klingon civilization and this alien race, that it basically broke Star Trek, and no other Star Trek author could ever do anything like it again. The only person to come close was, I think her name is Diane Duane, who wrote a series of 3 books dealing with the Romulans, where they were called the name within the Romulan Empire is like Rahanshu, but those featured the main characters from the original series more prominently, whereas the Michael Ford novel, you get a brief glimpse of like Kirk at the beginning of the book and at the end of the book, because the novel The Final Reflection is something that was written by a Federation ambassador about some things that happened before the TV series. And within the confines of the story, you get an infant Dr. McCoy and a young juvenile Spock, who actually plays a game of chess with the main character, a Klingon by the name of Kren. And if you can ever find The Final Reflection somewhere real cheap, you can usually find it for like $1 or $2. I highly recommend it if you like Star Trek at all, as just a fun book to read. I have it in I have probably 4 or 5 copies currently of the regular paperback publication, and then I have a special blue leather hardbound kind of like Starfleet Federation edition, library edition copy of the book, which is supposedly fairly rare.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I absolutely love it. It in the early days of Klingon fandom, that book and the original series is pretty much what all of Klingon fandom was based on for the longest time. And that was back when Klingons were a lot more fun. I cannot believe how woke Klingons are now as far as the people that are into Klingon fandom. But then again, it helps to explain why Star Trek as a fandom is dying off, because the new generations, despite playing for the woke audience, they're not coming on board. And the old crowd's leaving and dying off. So so I still do Klingon stuff, but I still do it my old school way. And I'm like, screw you if you don't like it.
Right.
Yep. That's the great thing. No one has to play Klingon with me. I can do whatever the hell I want when I want. But let's see if I want to get started on a new show.
I put a strong tone quick shade wash.
Oh, okay.
On the Zorn.
Nice.
Let's see if I can get him in focus. I'll burn my hand on this fucking candle. There we go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Here, can you make your screen bigger? Or you want me to do it?
If you don't mind doing it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Make it big. I think it's in focus now.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Up.
What
See,
are
I'm
you
getting
doing?
a little lag. I do something and it's not responding, so I do it again and it changes it. So there you go.
There's the yellow eyeballs. I have to put in the little yellow, the little black cat eye slit on it. So there's one eye there, and then there's another eye on the other side.
Yeah.
And then there's one on his chest. You can see it under there.
Mm-hmm.
That's his maw with his teeth. And then this is the pretty much finished owlbear. You came out all right. Thanks, Chris. Yes, they're fun. I did the brother Zorn in a darker brown. So they'll be too distinguished. I think it's a darker. Maybe it is the same. Maybe it just dried Maybe it went on wet differently. So yeah, they're probably the same. Anyway, they're cool. So that's strong tone, and then I'll do some dry brushing on him. Bring out some of his stone highlights. Thanks, Red. Yeah, these Zorns are cool. I bought them as a pair at that hobby shop I was talking about that had all the D&D figurines with the Games Workshop shit. I usually stay away from that stuff. I know Rawl is a big Warhammer, professional Warhammer painter. You know, he did a lot of, entered in a lot of competitions, won some prizes, monetary prizes for his stuff. And he's shown off some of his stuff. It's really good. Go back and watch some of our Rollo interviews. Now, as I'm waiting for these Zorns to dry, I don't know, what should I do? Should I do the hook horror?
Oh yeah.
Or this little? Well, I'd have to prime him.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, he would need to be primed. This little warrior.
Yeah.
Is it's Minsk and Boo from Baldur's Gate.
Do you have a spray primer you're using or brush on primer?
I got, unfortunately, spray primer, and my spray box is over there, and I don't feel like spraying at night.
No, I wouldn't mess with that. I'd go ahead and at least start on your hook horror.
Okay.
I don't know how late you're wanting to paint tonight. I'm good as long as you're good. Obviously, you're just recovering from being sick, so if you need
yeah, I'm still good for a little bit more. Let me take a look at the photo of the hook horror, the HH. Robert is doing Star Trek, and I'm doing D&D. So this is the photo. Now, I know the iconic hook horror, especially if you go back as far as the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon and the Dungeons and Dragons hook horror plastic toy. That was black. Black and gray with grayish white highlights. And with like grayish talons and yellowish hooks, claws. So I may go that route. I may do him black.
How does it describe him in the is he in the Monster Manual 2 or Fiend Folio?
That's a good question. Check. Do you have your Monster Manual handy?
Yeah, I have my Monster Manual handy. I'll take a look in there.
I mean, it's going to be obviously the illustrations will be black and white, but
yeah, but they still give a pretty, they usually give a description. So not listed there.
Yeah.
So let me. That's deities and demigods. That's not going to help me. I'm going to grab Fiend Folio. I just got to reach off camera.
Here's my stone elemental. I don't like how he came out, but he's okay. It looks a little juicy from the quick shade dip. I don't like the dips. I like the brush on stuff.
Yes, he is Fiend Folio. For those who are playing at home, page 51 of the Fiend Folio, Hooked Horror. Very rare, or not very rare, just rare. Number appearing 2 to 12, armor class of 3, move rate of 9, and it's a 5 hit die monster. 9 foot tall.
Yeah.
Large, powerful biped. Hooked horrors have vulture-like heads and a hard-plated exoskeleton, which is mottled gray in color.
Oh, okay.
They inhabit deep underground corridors. Their vision is very poor. Their hearing is extremely acute, and there is only a 10% chance of surprising a hooked horror. So there you go.
So it's modeled gray and black.
Yeah, mottled gray is all it says in the description. So you could probably do it that with like some black highlights or dry brushing or something to maybe, or I don't know. You obviously you can play around with it. So
I might do. Let's see. I could do this. There's a dungeon stone. I think I have another darker gray. Here's a pig iron. I've got orc skin, which is sort of a lighter version of the dungeon gray, dungeon stone. I could always do it the dungeon gray or a dark gray as you're describing, and do a dark tone wash and see how that comes out. Let me see what I have in the box. I need a
red. The ships I am painting, although some of them are from like the Attack Wing game of ship combat, most of the ships I'm painting are ones that were 3D printed based on ship designs from the FASA RPG game. So that's the Klingon ships I am working on. And then the fan contest, and also I guess a bunch of the monsters in the Fiend Folio were in White Dwarf or some other British game magazine. That's where they kind of made their first appearance, kind of like certain monsters made appearances in Dragon magazine and then went into the Monster Manual too. So, and Vince, with it talking about it having a head like a vulture, you could really maybe look at some actual vulture pictures and really kind of play with that, give it kind of that weird fleshy head kind of sculpt, and maybe then do like a red scruff around its neck, and then with kind of the varying tones of mottled gray or black and stuff on the fleshy parts, and then do the talons and a beak and a yellowish like bird talons and stuff. So you could really kind of play around with that, I think, and do something really cool with it if you want.
That is true.
Because it doesn't have to look like the classic toy.
No, I could make it look any way I want to. I wanted to try to keep it iconic because I always enjoyed the classic toy look.
Yeah.
But that's still good too. I mean, especially with the vulture description. All right, let's see what we got going here. Let me put these brushes back up here. Too much shit, not enough space. Always the way. I need a brush cup or a brush holder. Pardon me.
Still trying to get over the other guys doing a painting show, and all you can watch is their heads.
Well, it was a comment I made when Raul sent it over. I'm like, really, guys? You're put the camera on your fucking paints, not your fucking face. Fuck's sake. He's got he almost has like a turtle shell.
Yeah.
I could probably do that different, like a darker gray or something, or make that black.
Yeah. Right. That would be kind of cool.
All right, so.
And what's funny is they're a much bigger YouTube channel with a bigger audience. So,
well, wasn't that Sargon of Akkad?
I know it was Heels versus Babyface. It was Az from Heels versus Babyface was one of the guys, but the other guys I can't remember who it was. I just know him because he's a part of the same group as Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and those guys. So,
well, the channel description said Sargon of Akkad.
Well, it may have been Sargon's channel that he was, and he was just a guest. So.
Maybe, yeah.
But like I said, it's nothing against those guys. It just seemed
Well, no. It's just
odd
like
that
why
it was, you know,
you couldn't see the unless they pointed their camera down or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I only watched bits and pieces of it just to kind of see what they were doing, but it looked like it was mostly just them watching. It would be like watching our Wednesday night show while we were doing other stuff with our hands, but you guys weren't seeing the cool stuff we were doing with our hands.
Exactly. Whoa.
Yeah, there you
Exactly.
go.
That's
There's
right.
your
Geek.
content.
That's
Although
it.
for $20, Aaron will show you what he's doing with his hands.
Yeah,
Because
something you probably don't want to see.
yeah, because $20 is $20.
That's right. It's one of my.
Could you
I'm very
imagine
proud of
Cappy
that.
painting miniatures? As
No.
impatient as he is.
There's no fucking way.
No.
There is no fucking way.
God love him.
Right?
Well, someone has to. I don't know anyone else who would. But,
Seriously, I don't know how
his lady.
How his lady actually puts up with his dumbass.
Yeah.
She's cool. I like her.
Well, she sent you what, cookies or brownies or something?
she baked me cookies and sent them to me. Yeah.
So she must have some redeeming qualities, despite she being with Cappy. So I don't know.
She's fucking hot too.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And taller than him.
Well, who isn't?
I have. It's true. I have a feeling she pegs. I have a feeling she pegs him though.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
I can't. I can neither confirm nor deny that though. I can't. Yeah. It's just a surmise.
So should we start calling him Egg Leg Cappy or something?
Peg D.
Peg D. Yeah. But
no, she's cool.
Yeah.
So this gray's coming out pretty good on this primer. He's primed pretty well. I'm glad of that.
Yeah, these miniatures I got, the guy who gave them to me had primed them. I'm almost wishing he hadn't. Because well, they're just little bits of stuff. I've had to try to clean them up from like either sometimes if you spray something a little too thick or too close, the primer gets like
gloppy.
And there's like the almost like hair or string, something in it from the fibers from the primer and the aerosol. So that kind of stuff. So, I've tried to clean them off without actually scraping all the primer off of it. So it's just been.
Could you reprime them lightly again in spots?
Brush, yes. So which I did with a couple, but I don't know. And plus with these being 3D printed, I don't know enough about 3D printing, but I think certain plastics do better for holding paint and primer than others. Maybe one of the guys watching who does some 3D printing might know better than I, but
yeah, I'm not a 3D printer yet.
Yeah.
I don't really know too much about it, other than that's really cool.
Well, I think it would be dangerous. I'd be going through spools of plastic like crazy, I think, because I would have, every crazy little thing. Well, it's like, grab these real quick. This little guy, I'm pretty sure was 3D printed. It's a halfling head.
Oh shit!
Which will go toward these Mythic Legion figures that you occasionally see popping up in streams.
Right. Usually towards the end.
Yeah, usually toward the end they'll pop up during the theme music or something to wave hello. That or it'll be a transformer or something. Because like most middle-aged men, I have toys on my desk that just hang out and come and go as I'm sitting here doing boring accounting work or writing or something like that, and I'll stop and play with
something to cheer yourself up.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone needs something to look forward to.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's just something very fun, and I don't see how that's any different than if I was sitting in my garage playing around with a carburetor. You know,
It's not. It's pretty much the same thing.
yeah. I mean, if I was playing around with a carburetor, a new, 4-barrel carburetor I'm putting into a, 1970 Firebird or something like that. I mean, it's the same thing. That same kind of pure tactile joy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And no amount of stoicism does anything about that. It's like in life, in business, in dealing with people, being somewhat stoic, reserved, in control. I can see absolute value in that. But if I'm sitting around with you guys, drinking a bourbon, smoking a cigar, and stuff, I want to have fun. I want to be able to relax and hang out and say whatever, and you guys be like, yeah, exactly, or you're full of shit,
Look,
and
you
here's why
dumb
you're full of
motherfucker.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what your friends are supposed to be able to do, you know. So
Agreed. Yeah, I'm gonna base coat him in his entire thing gray.
okay,
And then go from there. But no, I totally agree with you.
mm-hmm.
That's why we're here.
Yep. So that's the thing. It's like, there's stuff that Rob says that I absolutely agree with, and then there's stuff Quintus Curtius says that I absolutely agree with. And the thing is, they're two diametrically opposed things,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I agree with both. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, I can see the value in that. I can see how that is worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just an application of things.
Getting there. Oh, air bubble. I'm using a starter brush from the D&D set. Yeah, so. And then there's a base coat brush. It's a little larger.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to use this like mid grade. Bastard. Has anyone gotten into airbrushing minis and paint and figurines? Anyone in the chat? It seems a little bit much for me. I prefer the brush, but I've seen some videos of people doing the airbrush, and it looks like the results are really cool. Like there's a lot you can do with it easily that you couldn't do with the brush right away.
What the hell?
The hell you doing, Rolla? Get the hell in here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why aren't you here?
You son of a bitch. Or are you just like dropping in for the hell of it? I'm doing the hooked horror. This fucker. I'll do part of his. Well, I know you do, Raul. I didn't see you there. I remember you actually showed us some of your equipment.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
I'm talking about how you do your competition level figures. They're really good. You showed us. Putting us to shame.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting the gray base coat on this hook horror.
gonna say if Rollo wants to hop on, he can. He doesn't have to be painting something if he's still in the process of moving and everything's boxed up.
Yeah, you want to hop on, Raul? You still lurking? You sandbagging bastard! Ah, I got his ear. Shit. I wanted to leave his skull and his face alone, but it's all right.
Sick as hell. Did you
Yeah,
get what
you are,
Vince
you
has?
sick motherfucker. I was sick. Hey, you know what? Guess what I was doing, Raul? I was sick as fuck, and guess where I was? I was doing this on Tuesday, and I was on the Masculine Geek show on Wednesday. So I don't want to hear it. Unless your insides have turned into liquid shit. Suck it up, bitch. No, we knew your hobby stuff wasn't set up yet. Get on that. Get the important stuff. What
Yeah,
was I gonna
focus.
say? That's right.
Get those priorities straight.
Seriously. How dare you not show up for D&D?
Geek Cooper Alice.
That's right. These nooks and crannies of this carapace, well, this shell, is taking up some serious paint. You got the Koof roll? You got the beer bug, the Kung flu, or just some generic flu?
You want to put that mini up to the camera, Vince, so you can show what you were talking about the
the carapace?
Yeah.
It's like really.
There you go. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of. Oh, that's going to be fun when you do the wash and the dry brushing on it and get some of the detailing on it.
That will be cool. Like right now, it's a pain in the ass just getting the base coat on it, but doing the detail will be cool. Do. You filthy whore. Let's see. All right, let's get him back up here. He's got a wide enough base that I can hold him with my fingers and not worry about getting my hands in the paint. Wasn't it?
Always a plus.
Indeed. You got the Vegas pussy fever? Well, we can we'll give you a pass on that. Just one though. Just get one. How was Vegas? Was it fun? And what shows were you on? Do we drop a link in the chat? You should be you're a mod. Do it. Do it. Fuck. God damn it. Is that the name of your next band though? Vegas Pussy Fever? Or one of your songs? That'd be kind of cool actually. I can see that being a metal song or something like that.
Cat scratch fever. That was rough, huh?
Fuck. See, I'm still sick.
Yeah, I was just thinking earlier, no one writes love songs quite like Ted Nugent. That and Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Bed of Nails. Oh, great song. Off the album Trash.
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
Drive you like a hammer on a bed of nails.
That's right, bitch.
Love it.
Do 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 do. It's getting there. It's almost like I'm putting an extra coat of primer on.
Mm-hmm.
But this will be his main coat of gray, and then I'll mess with the details after.
Did Chris ever say what he was painting?
He did not.
What are you painting, Chris?
Yeah, what are you painting? I don't think he told us on Tuesday either, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know what I had for dinner yesterday, so it's easy for me to forget.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Still doing works.
Oh, okay, cool. Some more commandos. Were you in our chat on Tuesday,
I
right?
think he was.
Were you?
He
Maybe
and
towards me.
and Blake. I can't remember.
Oh, that's
what Blake's
right.
screen name was, but
The lover of you.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Hard to reach places over here. What the fuck? All right, let's do this. Go that way. There we go. Fucked up that Bristol though. We're all saying sick as hell. I'm thinking of that Jerky Boys skit with the fava beans.
Mm.
It's like, you got me sick as a dog. You got me sick like a fucking animal over here. I got it coming out my ass backwards. I'm sick like a fucking idiot. I ought to come down there and split the nuts off the side of your face. Ah, shit. All right, so you know what? I'll do his face. Fuck it. He's getting a gray face. I'll do it light. Make sure I don't sop it up too much so I can get his eyeball in there. His eyeball, see?
Yeah, because you could always do it with kind of a dingy flesh tone or something like that.
Right.
The head later, and then like a sick-looking bastard.
Right.
Yep.
Looking like the vulture from Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
My mama done told me.
Yeah.
Something for dinner.
I am very glad Drew's not using the random tables from some of the later books and is sticking just to the core as far as like the DM's guide and stuff like that, because
Oh yeah, we get fucked.
for some of the nasty crap we could be fighting. Although I'm assuming for the Dark Elves he's using the drow stats from the Fiend
He is.
Folio.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he is. He is.
See, I'm thinking if we can do something to get the sun to shine on the island, that will give us a strategic advantage.
Well,
Fighting
why do you
those
think I
suckers
wanted
in
to?
the
Why do you
open.
think I wanted to go to the tower?
I know, but also
You
we've got
fucking sons of bitches.
so much wealth that it's going to be hard for us to start carrying it, even with the bags of holding at one point. And two, I kind of really like this idea of
Well, so do
having
I.
to
But then
do.
we come,
Yeah,
and then we leave and come back, and there's more fucking undead.
well,
They've got a chance to regroup.
well, yeah, that's going to happen. But God, if we can come back with a couple hundred troops and stuff.
Well, that's true too. Like Greek fire and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe another couple henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Couple magic users.
Yeah,
I'll hire some magic
I
users.
wouldn't mind getting these characters to name levels and letting them do big
Patron
metagame
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah.
and then roll up new lower level Viking characters that like are acolytes and apprentices and
Oh yeah.
stuff for these other PCs, and kind of really expand the campaign out, but still do the show so in a way that the guys that have been watching can still kind of follow along with what's going on and actually see how the world expands in first edition.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with that, and I have nothing against that whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be completely new for Amos and TJ, but
yeah, sorry, he's hooked hard. He's all hooked out. He's all grayed out. I'm gonna do his feet look like chicken feet. I'm gonna do them like a yellow and black, like a sickly yellow.
okay.
I think that'll be cool. Sickly yellow.
Did you see that comment I read?
Yeah, I did. That was that's a short. I've had that short up for well over a year. The fuck have you been, man? The hell?
You've even shared it a couple times on Twitter when you were on Twitter.
Oh yeah. TJ will be out here in first week in November. We're doing some hikes and some broadcasting. In fact, he'll be out that early that Wednesday, so we're gonna have a literal fireside chat. The two chairs drawn up by the fire. So be on the lookout for that. I'll fire newt orange. It might be a little, maybe not. That's gonna be fun. All right, so there's angelic yellow, which is more yellow, and then there's fire newt orange, which is like a orangish yellow. And then I have got this heart fire. If you can see these. Kind of a glare, but let's see.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
What do you think?
That
for like chicken leg feet.
That orangey one, I think, ought to really contrast with the gray. Yeah.
Oh, this one? All right.
Yeah.
That's a privateer press one.
Okay.
All right, let's go with that. I have to shake these up because these are really watery.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to put these on the wet palette. I think I'm going to draw right from the bottle.
Okay.
And this one needs to be opened. I haven't used this one yet. So let's open it up. Conforms to ASTM D4236 non-toxic waterborne acrylic paint. Oh, made in the UK. P3. Heartfire. It is, Boris. I got it from your mom. After she borrowed yours, of course. Good to see you, Boris. There we go. A strange odor to it. All right, so let's see what brush I'll use for his feet. Let me let some of this gray dry so I don't smear it. Look, it's a sculpt of your mom's. All right, so yeah. How was your show last night? Go well. Who was hosting? Was that you or Rob? I know Nick said he was on the road or some shit.
Did you say he was on the road or on the rag?
Probably a little bit of both. You know, Nick.
Yeah.
Good one. Let me see. Borrowed his grandmother's tampons.
Mm-hmm.
So Boris, this is the owlbear. He's pretty much complete. And it's got his feathers, claws. And I'm working on a Zorn. I just did some wash on him. There's his eyeballs. And his brother, I just put down the base coat on him of the brown. All right, so should probably do black talons, I guess. Thank you. Yeah, the eyes came out pretty good on the owlbear. Yeah.
A lot of things turned out really well on that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm for it being my second mini after I misspoke on the Instagram post I did a couple days ago. I haven't painted since 1994. So do the math. Math is hard. Boris, what would that be? Oh, this is really watery. I have to do a couple coats. Shit. No matter. 430. You fucker. Hey, I know I'm old. Fortunately, I don't look it. And your mom seems to like it. What type of paint? These are all acrylics. There are oils. I don't like oil-based paint. I use an official D&D paint by the Army Painter. And then another one which I'm using now, this orangey one, but it's P3 Privateer Press, and they're all water-based. This one is a little more watery than I like. But I can throw down another coat. No, the Blues Brothers can suck a dick. Homeschool is goading me.
Yeah, I saw that.
You fucking bastard. You magnificent. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? Hope you've been well. Oh shit, I almost mixed it with the gray. Son of a bitch. Well, the first time we were painting, I dipped my paintbrush in the wine. Remember that? You were there for that? I think you were there for that.
Yeah. Although I thought you were going to say the first time I did this, I dipped my paintbrush into Bull Rush's mom, but yeah.
Well, that too. I mean, that happens quite frequently. I can't help it. I mean, look at her, for fuck's sake. What kind of fountain pen ink do you like? Shit. Offhand, I can't remember the name, but the bottle is like within shot over here. I'll when I'm done here, when I get up again, I'll get it. It's a good beginner ink. And I like fine to medium nibs. Preferably gold. They're usually softer too. Gotta watch the pressure you put on them. Gallbladder. Oh shit. Daughter's gonna be 16. Holy shit, dude! You got a lot of coming down the pike. A lot going on. Well, I hope your wife has a speedy recovery, and your daughter doesn't drive you too crazy. Yeah, if you can, Boris, you may or may not be getting ready to do this, but I've been doing it for about almost 2 years now, writing handwritten letters, and I've been getting reacquainted with my cursive handwriting, which I, for a while there, was not doing. My main girl is a huge fountain pen nerd. Like, will put most of us to shame as far as her knowledge. Buys $400, $500, $600 pens just on a whim. Oh, I like the color. How much was it? $400. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm over here with a fucking Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
He's like pretty comical. Here's the base coat for his goofy fucking foghorn leghorn feet.
Mm.
Oh shit! It'll look better with the black talons and a nice dark wash. Let him dry. No, a Schaefer is good if you're traveling and just practicing stuff. They're easy. You can be really hard on them. Because when you get into fountain pens, you really got to keep the fucking nibs clean and the what the hell is it called? All the old little parts working. I got into the roller balls too. They're pretty good. Company called something 57.
Mm-hmm.
Does really good ones. It's not within arm's reach. It's like right over there. All right, let's see these fucking feet here again. Okay, see, it's almost like a wash the way it's settling in the crevices.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. All right, I have to redo this. Yeah, this primer's not the best primer applied to this fucker. Shit. Fuck. The feedback is nice. It's a nice tactile writing experience with a fountain pen. Overall, probably heavier weight. Or you gravitate towards those? I mean, if someone's going to gift me a fountain pen and it happens to be a lighter, I'm not going to, turn my nose up at it. Shit. Forgot that part. Let me redo this here. Oh, his ankle. It's got a. Oh, there's a bare spot here along his ankle as well. Let's do that. So let's go. Shit. All right. So let's move that out of the way. Let's do this. Let me. Oh, from the side. Oh, you asshole. And that'll work. That's fine. There's one more spot back here. Or is that gray? Oh. He needs some orange there. Orange right there, too. Yeah, I think once this dries, I can do a second coat. And hide the gray showing through. Yeah. All right, so the stone, the dungeon stone base coat is on them, and it's drying fairly well. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Waterman ink's good. Thanks, homeschool. Appreciate that. Always good to see you. I hope your wife feels better soon, and everything is well
definitely.
on the homestead. Stay strong, brother. Stop in on maybe Saturday, but that's very tentative as far as the D&D game is concerned. Probably not, since Raul has got the fucking coof.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, our regular scheduled program of Wednesday will be hopefully another game. Hopefully Raul's game will be rescheduled for then. But if not, we'll be playing Drew's game. So we will be playing D&D next Wednesday. It's turning into a D&D channel. I love it. And painting and stuff. All right, I'm gonna go plug in my Wi-Fi card.
In case anyone's wondering why I'm putting paint on a brush and then wiping the paint all off the brush, because I'm trying to do a little bit of dry brushing / weathering on the ship with a lighter shade of gray. After having done the wash, which has kind of made it more the dingy gray, and even put a little bit of a dinginess to the areas that are kind of that turquoise color. And so I'm just trying to give some more levels to the miniature, and then eventually I'll get to the point where I'll just be doing nothing but basically detail work on it, which, in all honesty, I'm not super looking forward to, just because I'm definitely very rusty still. But anyway, So that's kind of what's going on here with that. And I could have painted anything. I could have painted some of these Battletech miniatures, and probably, honestly, should. Especially some of the plastic ones I've got to go with the new game. Boris, I'm painting a variety of different Klingon ships from the old FASA RPG game for Star Trek. So there's like a D11 and a K-23 and the D7 battle cruiser and then some other stuff. And then I've got a couple more modern ships from like Next Gen and DS9, the Vorcha over here and the Bird of Prey back in the back there. So not necessarily planned this way, but it kind of worked out pretty well with Vince doing D&D stuff and me doing sci-fi stuff. It just a little bit of variety. And then we've got Chris at home painting work, so
yeah.
So even some of the audiences join in on the action. So
which is
cool.
fun, which I like.
Yeah, definitely.
Stop licking the like button. So there's the Gouye Pen Company paired up with Retro 51, and they came out with this rollerball, a D&D. It's got swords and dragons and shields and axes on it, and it's pretty cool. This is a gift. And I use this daily for my journaling and letter writing. And then just kind of this Old English ink diamine, just for everyday use. All right, so this is shit. Get some pliers or something. Once his feet dry, I can put another coat on and get some of the gray that's coming through. I like it. It could be the age of these privateer press. I'm not sure. I like how these are.
Mm-hmm.
Need to be a little thicker.
You may need to get that battery powered paint
mixer. Yeah,
to really get it agitated and get those pigments that are probably settled to move around.
Some of them are as watery as other ones. Like this Minoth white base is pretty thick, as is the Sanguine highlight. Yeah, it is. It really is a nice pen. It's funny. It's the one that Mictobus on the show was talking about. He's like, "Oh, you got to get this." Like, "Oh, that's mine." And then on the show, I went to the website and it was sold out. But unbeknownst to me, my main girl had already ordered it for me as a Christmas present.
What is it you've said in the past about knowing what her man wants without you having to tell her that you want it?
Oh, that's it. It's funny because she knows things that I like, and not only does she get me or gift me those things, but she also has taken an interest in them, especially different books, and is reading some of the many of the classics that I've instructed her to read. I have her on Somerset Maugham's on the Razor's Edge right now. I had her reading Bukowski and Hemingway and Fitzgerald, a few others.
Cool.
Vince got a coffee stir and see what the bottom of the pot is like.
She may earn her Kajira brand yet, huh?
It's possible. I'm thinking about that. She's definitely
we're talking about, go read Dune. Or not Dune, go read Gore.
Yep.
Tarnsman of Gore.
Kajira is the word for slave, slave girl.
But it's something more than that, too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that goes along with that, which is
Yeah.
it's a complete. There's an intimacy and a depth to and for lack of a better word, I'll say a DS relationship that a vanilla, a egalitarian equalist vanilla relationship can't even hold a candle to. But yeah, when your girl knows what you like and gets you small gifts, like for instance, she knows I want a raccoon as a pet, and I probably won't get one, just because of Mowgli. So she's been into watercolors lately. She there is nuance in a relationship, Boris. So she watercolored a raccoon for me because she writes me letters once or twice a week, sends watercolors, other little small trinkets and shit in the mail. And then I had her read a book by Sam Savage called Furman, Firmin, rhymes with vermin, because the book is about a rat who, because he was eating books in a bookshop, in his development, wound up getting a larger head and consequently a larger brain and also consequently intelligence. So he found that he could read. He could read the books that he was starting to eat. So rather than eat them, he started to read them, and it's about his life in the bookshop. So she had some leftover. This goes into another gift that she was making for me. That it was 6 months in the planning and progress stage. Let's see. Let's back it up, and I'll segue back to the book. So I had a battlefield gathering in April. TJ was out and met up with Mictopus again and a few other people. And she was aware I was into Civil War history and liked Gettysburg. So she did research on Civil War quilts. It took a little over 7 months to make this patchwork quilt, like how the women in the Civil War, during the Civil War, made them, even down to the little small square where they would sign their names on. Fucking fantastic. So that's on my bed at the moment. So she had leftover fabric. So let's bounce back ahead in time to the book Furman, The Rat, one of my favorite books. She took the brown fabric that she had left over and she made me a stuffed Furman.
Very cool.
So he sits up on my the back of my couch as I read, watches over my shoulder. So that's how you know your woman, your girl is into you and desires, loves, and respects you. The rats of Nim. Yeah, kind of, yeah. He couldn't talk, but he could, obviously think and intellectually and had, had self-awareness that his brothers and sisters did not have. So, and that's in addition to all the stuff she bakes, cookies and breads and desserts, and I gotta watch my waistline. Make sure I get to the gym an extra day a week.
She's fattening you up for the kill.
That's right. Cool. What the fuck is a fogo de chao? Some kind of Chinese Japanese fusion restaurant. Oh shit. Oh, Brazilian. Okay, I like Brazilian. Is that where they cut the meat off the fucking skewer in front of you and slice off that meat?
Yeah, I think I've heard of that place.
All right, I'll let him dry. All right, so this one Zorn with the strong tone quick wash shade, it came out not too bad.
There you go, Vince.
Oh, thank you. This fucking camera, man.
I know.
Piece of shit.
Well, neither one of us are wearing glasses, so we can see the paint. And of course,
I know I can't see
yeah,
shit, so it
yeah.
could come out okay. I have no idea. I can't see fucking shit without my glasses.
Oh, for a second there, I thought I saw Bull Rush. Said, "Oh yeah, so much sweet meat."
Meat sweats, yeah. It's the meat sweats.
Yeah, never let it be said Bull Rush doesn't love his meat.
That's right. Blind in one eye, can't see out the other. That just sounds about you.
So did Bull Rush ever say how the show went last night for them? I didn't even get to listen to it for a little bit because I was at the drive-in, but
he said something.
Well, he said Nick wasn't there, but or Nick was at his parents or whatever. But
Oh, it was. Me and your mom had that. Well, you're both dead. My mom is dead, motherfucker. That's why I find mother jokes funny. That's why she was a lousy lay for you, you dumbass.
I find them funny because mostly anything someone could say about my mother is probably true. So,
right,
it's like, okay, that's linguistically correct. So what? What am
right?
What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to get upset about that? I mean, come on.
Seriously. Let's play the Dread Forest. Well, no, she's been cremated, so I don't think semen really works well with ashes. So it's kind of a one-shot deal anyway. Clean up that mess when you're done. Fucking sick fuckers.
I always like the joke guy using his buddy's mom's urn as an ashtray, and it's like, hey Vince, like your mom's putting on some weight.
Yeah, right.
The ashes from his cigarette in the urn.
In the ashtray.
Yeah.
Christian Soto was in here too. He paints. You did get ghosted. We all got ghosted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I go back to what Chris was saying about a coffee stir. I think I have a couple of coffee stirs laying around. You would think, though. Clear. Let's see. It's a piece of shit. Oh, you fucker. Whoa. Snuck out. Vortex method. That's chopsticks, dickhead. Thank you. Yeah, he's got. As Robert was reading out of the Fiend Folio what the hooked horror looked like, one of the descriptors was vulture, and he sort of has these like chicken vulture raptor feet. So I figured, you know what? I just immediately, for some reason, I thought of Foghorn Leghorn. I said, boy, I just picture him with that voice. I said, come here, I'm gonna kill you people. I'm gonna kill you adventurers. Come here. Let me hook you with my hand, see? So he's a Foghorn Leghorn dungeon monster. I say, son, what are you doing down here in this dungeon? So he's getting the Foghorn Leghorn orange. Oh shit. No, almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, let me try one more code on here. This fucking cock. A red Robster character. Could probably make that happen. Well, what I can do is if we could get someone to make the art file, the sculpt, as it were, like 3D render Rob. We could have a mini painted.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I think that'd be a badass Christmas gift, actually. Or we could all pitch in and send a photo to one of those companies that make bobbleheads and get a Rob bobblehead.
Would that make it a robblehead?
Be a robblehead. Robble. That's right. I love puns. Yes, indeed. All right, so I'm putting the second coat of orange on his chicken feet. And coughing in your ears at the same time. We're gonna 3D print a Rob. We'll have instead of an army of orcs, I'm gonna send an army of Robs to Chris, and he can paint them up. All right, Christian Soto. I think I have. I could. No, I'll pay. You can. I'm not doing that shit. No time for that shit. But I'll pay you to do it, or the experience or knowledge. So. You have a whole army of dwarfs for. Well, we want a dwarf that actually physically looks like Rob's face. That's where the sculpt would come in. I'll throw money your way. I value your time just as much as you do. And likewise, Christian, you wanted to do it. Oh, you fucker. God damn it, I go back and do the gray. Shit. I just got orange all over the gray. That's what I get for fucking off. All right, so let's do that there first. See if there's any other spots that I missed. the knuckle area. All right, cool. I'll be in touch, Chris. Don't worry. Do we have the sculpt? Once we get the sculpt from Christian, who's also a wizard at music. He's the one that has done the Masculine Geek intro music and outro music. Mage Wolf. All right, let's go back to the. Actually, you know what? I have some Dungeon Stone already on my palette, which is still wet and ready to go, like your mom. Cool. We'll get a. Maybe we'll have to get this done before Christmas. We'll get a. Like a fund going.
Mm-hmm.
Get everyone to pitch in that wants to see this. And we'll get we'll have like an army of, and just throw some like quick paint on them. Have Chris do it. Maybe I'll do one. Robert can do one, but Chris can do the bulk of them. Maybe do like, I don't know, 10. And have like an army of verbs.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking fantastic. And I have no doubt you can manage it, Chris. Like I said, I value your time, not so much your expertise. I know you're good at what you do. Yeah, Greg came out pretty good. Settled into all the nooks and crannies. I really like these D&D, these Army Painter paints.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like. I think Chris was talking about the Vallejo ones. I do want to try Vallejo, Boris Vallejo's line of paints.
Yeah, I've heard they're good.
Like the Rolls Royce of paints.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Rob, shouldn't he and Jack be doing a show in a little while?
I think in like 7 minutes or so.
Yeah.
We don't want to overlap their show, so we'll call it all night in a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm getting tired anyway. It's almost midnight. I do want to get the band back together, so to speak, and get Rob on an MG show.
Yeah.
So have like everybody, you, James, me, Rob, and TJ. All the MG members.
Yeah.
Oh, Vallejo's eyedropper. That's cool. Probably makes them more expensive. Are they a glass eyedropper or plastic? I'll try some Citadel. The one hobby shop that I was referencing earlier has not only the D&D, but they have Citadel. So,
One of the nice things, if you actually buy any Reaper miniatures from Reaper, they usually throw in a bottle or two of their paints. Now, it could be all kinds of odds and ends, and it may not be, their base black or whatever. It might be, stone gray or some weird thing. But free paint's a free paint. So, and like I said, they work really well. So they're pretty dependable. I've used them, like I said, on the Mythic Legion figures and on miniatures. So, of course, I also use some paints from Tamiya, which are alcohol based. And those go back to my mini painting days from back in the 80s. Because they were available at model shops.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
for
makes
RC
sense,
cars and things like that. So
up there with testers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Pardon me, you bastards. I'm really digging this Army Painter wet palette. It's pretty cool. Alright, put all these in here. Alright, well, if no one has any last minute questions or comments, we're going to call it a night because it is almost midnight here on the East Coast, the best coast, the armpit of the nation, New Jersey. And Rob's over there. Robert's in what, Indiana?
Yeah.
In Indiana.
So at least we're in the same time zone.
Correct. So it's midnight for you too.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting late for you.
Yeah. Well, this will give everybody a chance to go over and say hi to Gold Member and Rob and
exactly. Freaky deaky Dutch bastard.
Yeah. Make sure to tell them we sent you.
That's right.
And definitely we told you to give them shit.
Yes, I would drop in, but I'm fucking beaten. I would do a little bit of reading. I'm getting through a H.P. Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard letters again.
Ah, that's cool.
I've been enjoying those. Yeah, they were fun the first time. Like, I want to go back and read those again. So, been doing a couple. It's funny. I was reading one letter from Robert E. Howard to H.P. Lovecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading. I'm like, motherfucker, holy, it's like a fucking short story, like novella.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be 40 or 50 handwritten pages, at least.
Wow.
At least. It was crazy. Oh, man. All right.
I don't think there was anyone like them.
Really
writing-wise. And especially Howard. Yeah. God, Howard could write so many different things.
Yep. And very well, too.
Oh, God. His vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
And his way of... He was able to describe things with every bit as much description as like someone like Robert Jordan, and it took him like 1 page for every 10 Robert Jordan wrote. It's
right.
Amazing.
Yeah. So true.
And I like Robert Jordan. I mean, that's no knock to him, but it just gosh, Howard was just able to pack such a punch in such a short thing, so.
All right, gentlemen. Robert and I are going to sign off.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for joining us. As always, a pleasure to see and talk to you all. I'll see you virtually and talk to you all. And it's always a pleasure for you to hear my voice. So
Our mellifluous tones. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like it's a D&D painting ASMR. Yeah. So
And thanks for Griffith for joining us earlier.
yeah, Griffith G. Thanks for stopping in. We'll have to have him on again. He's got a standing invitation to come in on any of these painting episodes with us.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to hear him and Rollo together too.
Oh, definitely.
Right. So, all right, everyone, enjoy the rest. It's the start of the weekend, so enjoy your weekends. Hope it's a fun time for you. Hope it's a relaxing time, not too stressful. Get your asses outside. I think at least parts of the East Coast. I don't know how it is in Indiana, Robert, but this weekend looks like it's going to be nice and clear.
Yeah, cool and comfortable. Great driving weather.
Yep. I shall be back out on the motorcycle yet again. So,
Always good.
indeed. So, good night, everyone. Stay tuned for next Wednesday, wherein we'll be playing one of the D&D campaigns. We're hoping that it's going to be Rollo's, but if not, Drew's campaign is just as fun, and he'll be set up for Plan B in case things go awry. So, until then.